Upstate golf guys, we're back again. Grip it, rip it, let it fly. We play to win, never lay up. That's the play. From tee to green, golfing every day. With RGB, scram. 518, Mikey and Anthony. Then high dreams, feel the breeze. Fairways calling down the tees. Roll it smooth, Lombardi's tight. Drip on the green, yeah, we're rolling right. Addicted to golf, we're on the dance floor. Tee it up once, then we want more. Swing and shine, we're keeping score. Tee it up once, then we want more. Hey! Then we want more. Hey! Then we want more. Early shots at Fair Park, rise and grind. Upstate crew locked in, that perfect line from sun swings to twilight fades. Upstate vibes, no charades. Anthony's on the mic, passion's pure. Golfing crew, that's the cure. Addicted to golf, we're on the dance floor. Hit that fade, then chase for more. For Upstate heart, we ride the score. Tee it up once, then we want more. Oh, then we want more. Oh, then we want more.
And welcome back to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. We have an awesome guest with us this evening, but before we get the party started, I always like to give a shout out to my sponsors. First off, we have Hudson Valley Indoor Golf. You can train, play, and compete year-round over at Hudson Valley Indoor Golf, located in the Capital Region in Valatia, New York. Their facility features top-tier simulator technology that delivers realistic course play. You could choose from over 150,000 courses worldwide, dial in every club in the bag, and sharpen your short game on their 400-square-foot putting green, built to simulate on-course conditions. Whether you're grinding out to get better or looking for a great time with friends, Hudson Valley Indoor Golf has you covered. Check them out over at hvigolf.com and make your tee time today. And of course, 88 Links Golf. Check them out over at 88linksgolf.com. If you take golf seriously, or at least you like to look like you do, 88 Links Golf is the move. Known for their high-quality shoes, 88 Links delivers comfort, traction, and clean style that holds up from the first tee to the final putt. They also carry polos, hats, gloves, ball markers, and accessories designed for golfers who care about the details. This is gear that performs when it matters and looks good doing it. Whether you're walking 18 or grinding at the range or posting fits online, 88 Links Golf keeps your game in style and locked in. Check them out at 88linksgolf.com and use Upstate20 at checkout. But I am excited to introduce my guest tonight, everybody. You will enjoy this one because he is a PGA golf coach. 2023 and 2024 Regional Coach of the Year. And he was also a former professional dancer, and he dabbles in the skateboarding a little bit. So we're going to talk a little bit about how a lot of people are going to from skateboarding to golf these days, and a little bit about what he does. Steven, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate you having me. And you can actually add 2025 Regional Golf Coach of the Year as well, as I just got awarded that.
Hey, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Put it on that resume. Love it.
Dynasty now. So set a good standard, and we got to keep that every year.
That is awesome, man. And I know you were just telling me before recording, you're in Minnesota, so you're doing a lot of your coaching now indoors, huh?
Definitely. Pretty much all simulator coaching. There's a little bit of homework I'll give students to do at home, and that doesn't have necessarily to do with their swing, but a little bit more of the mental side of the game, and a few quizzes here and there. And so, in the wintertime when it's 2 feet of snow outside, but we try to give them as much simulated situations as possible. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I always like to ask every golfer this simple question. When did you get into the game of golf? As a kid or later in life?
I got into golf when I was 6 years old. I still remember my first day on the course, and I still actually remember my very first swing. I flushed it right into the water, and although it went into the water, I
It felt
flushed
good.
it, and it felt great. It felt natural, and I was hooked, as cliche as it is, from the first swing. So it was a little par three course right down the road from my house that had a golf dome that you could go in the wintertime. My good friend's father actually was a PGA pro, and he owned it, and so if we picked all the balls in the dome at the end of the day, we were able to play as many rounds as we wanted, and so that's where I definitely sharpened and honed my skills as a in my youth. That's for
Oh
sure.
man, that's great, man. That's great. And that's really cool that you had an indoor place, that long ago. I mean, we had it's funny you say a dome because we did have a dome in our area. It was like an indoor driving range long before simulators came around, but I don't know what happened to that thing. But it was probably something similar to that. It's pretty cool.
They're only 75 yards long, but it's nice to at least be able to see your initial ball
Yeah.
flight. And with the technology these days, they have a lot of ways you can still simulate a round
Yeah.
anyway and play some games against your buddies, and they keep it really really warm in there. So
Yeah.
I can definitely
I'm seeing a
get.
lot of places now are doing like indoor short game facilities like that. You need the space, you need the huge space, but it is nice to be able to go, and work on your sand game in an indoor facility. And I've seen them coming around, not in my area, but they are starting to show up.
Yeah, most definitely. And then they also have a lot of places that have that putt view just on the floor, and so you're able to see speed and pace of your putts. And I feel like that's really helpful as well. I remember back in the day, a lot of times they wouldn't really necessarily have very good AstroTurf that really wouldn't mimic. It would be almost putting on cement, so it would be tough. But now these days they've got a lot more. Realistic turf, anyways, to be able to practice and hit off of, and like you said, sometimes even some indoor bunkers as well.
Yeah, yeah, man. It'd be nice to get that in this area, but I don't know if we'll ever see it. We have a lot of simulators, but I don't know. Hopefully one of these days I'd love to get an indoor facility because I mean he's got the putting green over there at Hudson Valley Indoor Golf, and he's got what you were just talking about. It's got the lasers, and it's definitely really cool, but you still can't take those, like the short game around the green shots, that really don't it really doesn't work on the simulators. I mean, you could do it, you could do the chip shots, but really what I work on in the simulators, I go right to the range, my full swing. I like to see my swing speed. I like to see the spin rates, all that. When you're around the greens, you got, to me anyways, I don't know if you feel the same way as a coach, like you need that realistic look.
It is tough to simulate, what 25 yards looks like inside or when you're hitting against a screen. A lot of times, I will recommend, foam balls to my students. Find a place in your apartment or house that has, just some standard carpet on it to at least have a little bit of give, and you can at least practice your wrist bend combinations, get a little bit of a feel for, length and tempo of swing, and so there's ways to at least get your 100 hits. 100 contacts with a ball a day, which
Hmm.
I recommend to anybody who's really trying to take the game serious. I pretty much always, even if it's a miniature one, always
Got it in
carry
your hand.
something with me, just to really groove that grip and to, I've got a whole bag of wedges and a whole bag of putters. And I mean, you're talking to a guy who owns about 400 golf clubs. So
That's awesome.
everybody has their vices, right? But half of them I built myself. Half of them, I get, through work, which is nice. And a little bit of a gearhead. So who isn't, right?
That's it, man. Everybody's got their vices. I mean, I have a little bit of a problem with putters. I'm affiliated with a putter company, and he's done nothing but help me out. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Lombardi Putters, a small company out of out of Louisiana. And again, listen, part of the reason why I do what I do for him is just because he's so supportive of me, and great guy. Always, you know, sends me guests. He sent me some pretty famous people. I mean, actually, he just got me Gipper Finau. He was doing some work with Gipper, Tony's brother. But yeah, every time he comes out with a putter, I'm like buying it. It's so funny. I'm like, it's an addiction. I just want to see the new putter. I want to put it on my mat. I want to feel it, and I got about 15 of them. It gives me a good deal, but I got about 15 of them, so I'm a little sick too with it.
15, so you're only about I think 33 behind me, so
Okay.
I've quite a bit, but it is nice to have friends to support, especially in the golf industry. There's so many different manufacturers, and if you can support a friend and in turn they can scratch your back too, that's
Mhm.
always a great thing. And then really having a stable full of options is never a bad thing either. Sometimes it just takes getting a new wand in your hand, and all of a sudden your stroke gets back, and
Hmm.
it's as simple as that. Everybody has their
Yeah.
favorites, so that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, and I always say with like a putter, man. I mean, you could use anything. I mean, I see people using putters from like the 80s. Whatever works, man. Whatever gets you to the hole. It's all about feel with a putter.
I would definitely say that's the most personable club in the bag. As much as there has been advancements in technology, drivers, irons, so on and so forth. I tell a lot of my students, if you're making them, don't switch.
Yeah.
Just stick with
Yeah.
that. So
If it's not broke, don't fix it. The old saying. So when did you actually start coaching in your life?
let's see here. So I first started with the first tee. So I taught kids right out of high school, as a matter of fact, and taught kids juniors 13 and under at a local course that actually in the winter was a ski and snowboard place. And so some of the holes were pretty
Yeah.
unique.
Little slopey.
Yeah, yeah, very
Undulation.
slopey. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So it was fun to be out there with the kids and to teach them. And I did that for about 3 years. Took a hiatus from teaching after that, and got into some turf and grounds and a little and in club fitting and such, and then found my way back to teaching now. So it really probably my number one passion, definitely to help people play better golf, and just feel like I have a calling for it for sure. Uh, 10,000 lessons in the last 5 years has me at a good place to um, use my expertise, we'll call it, out in the real world.
So out of those 10,000 lessons, give me one of your students that is like your big, you don't have to give me a name, but give me a pre-handicap and where he's at now, right now, with your biggest success story.
So, well, I'll first start by saying my youngest student is 6 years old and my oldest student is 86 years old.
What?
So it is a very wide range of abilities, handicaps, so on and so forth. But probably my best student is actually my longest tenured student. He was, I think, my second student I ever had at my current job. And he was a 17 handicap when he started, and he's now a one. So, uh,
That's awesome.
side note, he's actually my caddy now for tournaments as well. We've formed a friendship, and he's a gearhead just like me. So of course we definitely shout out Logan. He's a great guy, and he's probably my most advanced student. But all my students really have improved and gotten better, and sometimes it's not even necessarily about the handicap or the score. It's more about just the enjoyment of the game.
Hmm.
Being learning new shots, adding different short game shots to the repertoire and things, and you can be a better golfer in a lot of ways than just score, right? So that's how I would answer that question.
Yep. So are you one to say somebody's been golfing 15, 20 years, they have an okay swing, but it's not the right swing. Not right at all, but it does the trick. Do you totally try to change their swing to the right swing, or would you just tweak their swing just to make the swing that they have a little better?
Sure, great question. So what I would originally do is just really observe, what their misses are, and then really orient a decision to try to act upon on that. If that means revamping in some ways. Sometimes it may need to be. Side note there. Sometimes people, get injuries because they swing incorrectly.
Hmm.
Is there one specific way or a perfect way to swing? Not necessarily. As you see guys on tour and LPGA, there's different ways to get it done. But there are certain ways to move your body in a pliable way that will not cause as many injuries. And so I would say enhancing what you already do well is really what I like to do. And then also, if it does feel different, it probably should as we make some changes. And so to answer that question, I think it's about 50-50. Sometimes I am revamping. I do like to get beginning golfers because there's not bad habits to break, only good, habits
Hmm.
to mold. And if somebody's been golfing for 20 years, they obviously have a lot of shots in the tank that they, can refer back to. So sometimes the lessons go into more course strategy and course management if somebody's already a decent player rather than swing technique. But there always is some upkeep that's needed to be done. And then sometimes even just a slight tweak can make a big difference for somebody who, already has, decent centerness of contact.
So what would you say the biggest mistake today amateurs make when they're trying to improve their swing?
The biggest mistake that amateurs make when they're trying to improve their swing, that's a great question. I would say um, taking advice from someone who doesn't have any technical prowess when it comes to understanding, like I talked about, what the positions of the swing are and what is needed for success to change their habits. What do I mean by that? If you go out with your buddy on the weekend and he says, keep your head down, right? That's one of the worst things you can do. It doesn't allow you to rightward shoulder tilt. It doesn't allow you to bend backwards. And those neck bends are important. So the age old saying, keep your head down is, one of the things
Yeah.
that you don't want to do, right? And
I
so,
also heard that really you don't want to bend your knees too much either. You kind of almost want to stand a little straighter up. I mean, you do want your knees to be loose with a little bend, but it's not the old saying, bend your knees more, bend your knees more. That's really not the move, right?
I mean, it honestly depends on what your posture is and how your spine is kind of inclinated to the ground. Also, what your feet are doing, really how
Mm-hmm.
much they're flared and how much rotation you can get without putting too much stress on your knee joints or your lower lumbar. And so, everyone has a different body type, I guess, is how I would respond to
Sure.
that. And I think back to circle back to what you originally said, one of the biggest mistakes I feel like amateurs make is not even necessarily their swing itself, it's more so in their setup position. One of my favorite quotes is by the great Nick Faldo, and he said, "If I play a course one day and it's sunny and beautiful, and I play a course the next day and it's rainy and miserable, there's one common denominator between those 2 days, and it's how I set up to the ball." And so, really, just thinking about how much that's a learned skill and how important that is. Sometimes, what half of my lessons are, we'll do an entire lesson without even swinging. We'll just practice lining up to the ball, making sure everything's aligned correctly, the correct grip, ball position, so on and so forth. Because I've seen, good golfers play worse with a poor setup than
Yep.
bad golfers playing good with a good setup, right?
Oh
So
yeah, the approach is huge. Absolutely. And having a routine, pre-shot routine. I mean, one of like the best and coolest things I've heard. I mean, I wouldn't say best, coolest, but just an interesting thing I heard was treat golf like a free throw in basketball. You see them always do the same routine, whether it's bouncing the ball 3 times, whether it's kissing the ball, whether it's talking to the ball. I think Carl Malone used to talk to the ball. Do the same routine before your swing. I mean, just so you get in that setup, right?
definitely. One of my favorite videos from this last season on the PGA Tour was a video of Scotty Scheffler playing a practice round side by side for next to his first round, and they timed it down to the literal millisecond of the him doing the exact same thing in this practice round as he did in the first round. That just goes to show that if you can repetitiously create that routine, then it'll give you really just acceptance of whatever the outcome is going to be because you allow your body to feel as if it's ready to accept that and ready to pull the trigger. So much so that I'll tell my students, if you feel uncomfortable after you've done your routine and there's something in your routine that didn't match what you previously did, and step off, start over. Don't want you to take 15 years to play golf, but if you don't feel comfortable over a shot, then it was probably something you did ahead of time in that pre-shot routine, and definitely get one because all the best golfers in the world have them. Nobody just wings it. Maybe sometimes, but they might shoot 75 one day and 95 the next.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
Yeah, man. That's golf. That is golf. So, do you coach? Is your coaching style different? Like according to the age, like of the like you said you have a 10-year-old and you have an 85-year-old. So is obviously their swings are completely different. So your style has to be different. I mean, you have to really have many different ways to teach.
Yeah, definitely trying to always get down to the core root fundamentals, but definitely talking to a 6, 7 year old. I think the main goal of the lesson is really to capture their attention for more than 5 to 6 minutes, versus the 86-year-old. It's probably more so to increase their body pliability and just get them more athletic, knowing that alone is going to help them to hit the ball farther in their elder year. And so yeah, there's definitely different approaches, all with the same type of fundamental ingrained groundwork
Sure.
in mind for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let's bring it back to I'm curious about the dancing, man. What was that time of life? When was that? Around college, younger years?
Actually, younger me, um, I had a group of friends, and we got into breakdancing when I was younger. We ended up getting pretty good at it, doing a lot of traveling. We traveled around the United States, and we did shows, performed the local basketball team, the Timberwolves. We did halftime shows for them as well.
Nice.
So
No kidding.
backup dance for Vanilla Ice and Naughty by Nature. Those are some
Really?
highlights.
That's
So
cool, man.
it's kind of fun. It's kept me young, and I'll
You're
get
a little
down
too
every
humble with that, man. Vanilla Ice, I'd be bragging about that. That's awesome, man. I grew up. That's
well,
my man.
for sure. I'll get down every now and then still, right? But I definitely have to make sure I got to take care of my body for my golf career.
Sure.
So not
Well,
quite as young and spry as I used to be.
now does that balance? No, you were golfing before we started dancing, but I mean, like if you were a professional dancer, the balance of break dancing, I mean, does that movement, hip rotation, would that help your golf game?
100%. I think one of the things that I learned from just the kinesiology of breakdancing was that you needed to be very balanced throughout. There's a certain type of way to even learn how to fall per se, which kind of bleeds into my skateboarding. A lot of times when I'll fall on my skateboard, I'll almost roll out of it as if I am doing some type of a breakdance move. I think that type of balance and that type of center of gravity awareness definitely transferred over from dancing and that stamina as well, just to be pliable again, to use that word, for an entire round or an entire set of shots.
Yeah. So, have you been skateboarding or how long? What have you been doing longer, dancing or skateboarding?
Hmm. I would pretty close to the same time. As a matter of fact, how I even got into breakdancing is when I was younger. There was some Filipino kids that lived across the street from me and moved into the neighborhood. So they were super into it, and the same day that we would go out and build some skateboard ramps, we would go inside and watch breakdance videos. So I think they were pretty hand in hand when I was younger, around the age of say 10, and grew up doing both. And so they've always both been a part of my life, along with golf. But golf's always been the number one for sure.
So you said a lot of skateboarders are starting to lean towards golf in our pre-conversation. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, most definitely. There's a lot of professional skateboarders now that have taken up the game. A lot of people took up the game obviously during COVID when there was nothing else to do. But during that time, I definitely saw a boom in really just professional skateboarders, i.e., Sean Malto, Justin Eldridge, Zion Wright, just to name a few, who started to get into golf. I've actually reached out to a couple of them and contacted them, and really have helped a few of them with their swings as well. And so I think that the physics of skateboarding, the individuality that you get from you get all the credit if you land a trick, you get all the blame if you don't, is very parallel to golf, where the physics and the detail needed, the attention to detail, and then the ecstasy that you get after, say, trying a trick for so long for an hour straight and then landing it, maybe 5 seconds of bliss. It's the same as if you play a whole round and have 50 bad shots, but then you just have that one that brings you back, and you're working and you're working and you're working. And so the style as well of just skateboarding has really started to make its way into golf as well. A lot of the fashion, Malbon, things like that have really taken some pieces from skateboarding for sure. Red Bull will be another one too. There's a lot of Red Bull events and that are golf and skateboard correlated now. And so yeah, it's really cool to see just how that culture and both cultures, I should say, have really started to mesh together.
That's awesome. Well, I have a little treat for the listeners and the watchers here. I had you send me this video, and I put my own music to it here. We won't be able to talk during it, just so you know. So we're both muted. But here's a little clip of you in action. And when you told me, you're like, oh, and I also skateboard. I fool around a little bit. I'm not that good. Or, I don't know. You were too humble about it. I'm like, dude, this dude's nasty at skateboard. You're really good. This video was very surprising. I mean, I see professionals doing the same stuff. So here you go. I'm going to play this video, and we'll talk about it after. It's awesome. Pretty good, bro. Pretty good. That's awesome. So the closest I come to getting air was I was a skier. I skied my whole life. I haven't skied in about 5 or 6 years. Actually, like COVID was like I had kids, and then just it became so expensive. I'd rather spend my money on golf clubs. It's kind of just one of those things. But I grew up skiing, and you're right. There's nothing like that feeling of getting air, and then just like I didn't do tricks. I just like going off like the tabletops and the smaller jumps and getting air. But that feeling of being airborne just for a few seconds is awesome, man, isn't it?
know, I think that one of the things that also just parallels golf and skating or skiing, snowboarding, whatever, is just a lot of times when I'm trying to land a trick, really, I have to just send it basically, for lack of a better term. You can almost get hurt if you don't. So just that total commitment to the
Mm-hmm.
bit, and just really, it's kind of like a golf shot, right? If you're not 100% committing to what you're trying to achieve, it's going to go awry. Or how can you
Yep.
ever have expectations of where you want it to go, or your directional control if you're not 100% committed to it. And so yeah, there's nothing like it. And even just cruising around, going fast on a board, just carving a little, or skiing, like you said, getting some air, it's definitely keeps me young, and
Yeah.
something that I'll do as long as I can.
Yeah, that video was kind of making me want to get back out there. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
Not gonna lie.
it's never too late.
No, it's not. No, I mean, listen, skiing is like riding a bike. I mean, excuse me, I've gone a couple years without skiing and going back out, and I get right back up there to the Black Diamonds. I mean, like I said, I've done it all my life. I was a hockey player, so I'm pretty good on skates and with balance and all that. But let's get back to golf talk. Let's get back to golf talk and the coaching and all that. It's really awesome. The last 2 years now, 3 years or 2 years that you've won the regional coach of the year. Last
It'll
2 years.
be
This will be the
this is my third year. Yep.
third year. Let's go. So,
Third year. Yeah.
what is winning? What does winning that mean to you, man? Tell me a little bit about that feeling. It's awesome.
I think that what it is just a reiteration of just the passion that I have for helping, helping people, helping the students learn the game. It's 2,250 lessons I taught this year, and I think it breaks down to, I don't know, 8 a day or something. So it's a lot of connections. It's a lot of relationships with a lot of people. And so what it means to me is really that I've helped change people's lives. I know that sounds maybe a little, you know,
No, you have, man.
but really I have
Us
a lot of my,
golfers, we take it seriously, man. Us
for
golfers, we
sure.
take the game seriously.
Most definitely. I have so many students who are just my literal friends now, right?
Hmm.
Who, this Christmas I got a boatload of stuff for my students, and it's always, surprising and always humbling, but it just reminds me of the relationships that I build with them. And so, really what it means to me also is just excellence, right? That that I really have put a lot of time and effort into my craft, and really, helped to, like I said, just change golfers' lives, and also teach people the game who've never even known it, and show them the joys of it. I host a tournament as well each year, and that tournament means a lot to me. Because a lot of the donations benefit the charitable cause of Single Fatherhood Initiative. I'm a single father, and so that's where a lot of the proceeds will go to, which is pretty cool. But really, what it is a community building event. It's a 2-person scramble. It started 8 years ago. This will be the 9th annual, and it started with maybe 20 people, and last year I had 80. And so every year it's exponentially grown. And one of my biggest goals of the tournament each year is to really connect people, and put together groups. I almost feel somewhat Ryder Cup captainish in a way, where I will pair certain people that I think will vibe and kind of match together. And so one of the best things at the end of the tournament that I can hear, regardless of this was a great day and super fun, is yeah, hey, I met Mike today, and we're gonna go golfing in the future. Me and him are cool now. We're friends now. And so things like that are just really what I do it for. And that's what kind of encapsulates, I guess, back to your answer of what it means to me to win a Coach of the Year again.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and that's awesome with the tournament. I actually run a benefit tournament. This will be our 8th year coming up. Well, we just had our 7th year, so it's winter time now. But yeah, I mean, it's not easy running tournaments, and when you get it done, and it's definitely a good feel at the end of the day, especially when you do well for the cause is on top of it. There's nothing like it. And then, like you said, getting all the people together, seeing everybody happy at one spot, doing the raffles, doing all the 50-50, it's everyone having a great time. Benefit tournaments, nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. Let me see if I'm going to try to get you a Lombardi for your next tournament so you could raffle off something that you could raffle off. I have the connection over there. So let me send you something over.
That and anything I can do for anything you have as well. Even if I can come and play in it, I'd love to
Well, that's great.
check it
Listen,
out.
man, if traveling's easy for you, I'd love to have you come. The open invite is there. Last year we had 100 and I think we had like 112, but 144 is full. But I don't know if we'll ever get to that. But last year was a lot, man. We had a great turnout. It was our best yet, but it's only growing, so you never know. You never know, man.
The tournament as well is that I'll hit a celebrity shot for each team, so I'll ride around
Oh yeah,
in between, and then they get to use my shot once, and so I feel like I'm part of each team. So whoever wins, I can say that I contributed, which is
that's awesome.
kind of fun.
Do you
as
do
well.
do you do all like the longest drive and closest
Oh
to the
yeah.
pin?
Yep, I'll do a couple as a matter of fact. So
Yeah,
I'm actually sponsored by Callaway, so they kind of hook up some stuff too
sweet.
sometimes, and so I get some of the stuff there. And then each year, I'll have a trophy made and make it a little bit different each time. Originally, I wanted to maybe have a traveling trophy, but it was just too hard with some people who maybe can't make it some years, and so I just get one made every year, which is nice. And the day that or the minute that the tournament's over, I'm really just starting to already plan for the next year. This year, I think I'll get some Sand Saver Open T-shirts or something to give to people in case they don't win any type of prize.
No doubt. I remember what I was going to ask you now. Have you heard of Golf Week Amateur Tour? I'm wondering if they have that in Minnesota. It's a nationwide.
They do have some type of amateur tour here. Yes. I'm not sure if it's golf week or how
Or
it's
USAM. There's USAM also. I'm gonna look right now. That's what I'm part of. But now you wouldn't be able to play in it anyways because it's amateur. You're a pro. But yeah, it's a great tour. And what you were saying about just getting guys together, family. I mean, even win or lose, I love the tour and I love golf just because the camaraderie of it. Just it's an awesome thing. Let me see. I'm just curious to see if there is one in your neck of the woods. Find one near me. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah, there's one in Minnesota.
Perfect.
So
Because I have a couple of students who would definitely be interested in getting into that. So
I've been in it for 3 or 4 years. Prize money, skin money. It's live scoring, everything to the whole. It's all official rules. Out of bounds, white stake, re-tee, take your provisional. All the rules we play. No gimmies. It's my favorite thing about it is I'll play with my guys on a Sunday. When we're not competing, and we'll take 2-foot putts, even sometimes a 3-foot putt. I'm like, dude, I understand for the pace of play, but you could still miss a 2.5, 3-foot putt.
Golf is so much different than when you're under the gun. A 3-inch putt is sometimes will get you shaking a little bit, especially when it counts and when you're playing for money.
Yeah.
Rules like walking back to the tee when you hit out of bounds instead of dropping there, things like that, which are unbeknownst to some people. And so I'll have some students come in and I'll ask them their handicap, and then I'll ask them what the real handicap is if they played, or those are a little different sometimes. But playing by the rules is really it's refreshing sometimes. It really honors the game. For sure. And if you start to understand what those rules are, sometimes you can even use them to your advantage. And so there's that too. So I would recommend anybody watching or listening to study up on the rules of golf and play with a PGA professional who knows them all, and see if you can score the same way as when you're playing on the weekend with your buddies. Giving yourself gimmies from a couple of feet. So
yep. Oh, I mean, even my one buddy Mikey that I play with, he'll be this is casual golf, not tournament play, just so I'd call him out. But when he's just in the woods a little bit, not even just on the order, and then he starts taking the club to the tall grass, bashing it down, taking his foot, stepping on it. I'm like, dude, I don't say anything because he's like a 24 handicap anyway, so we're just out there having. He needs to do that, you know what I mean? He needs to do that. But it's just funny to me. So when some people just don't know, but
Pace
I'm
of play
never.
is a big thing, pace of
Yeah.
play when you're playing on the course on the weekend or whatnot, and it's, not for money, you're not serious. I'm all for, yeah, drop one there and let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's keep it
100%.
going. We're having fun and is what it is. And so, if you're playing for money or something with your buddies, that might be a different story. Might get
Mm-hmm.
into some sticky situations there. But yeah, if you're learning the game, I would recommend even playing from a couple tees up just to, keep it
Yeah.
going. Pick your ball up after you get to say double par and keep it moving, and so you can not tire yourself out too. I have a lot of students who, the age old. I did great on the front, and then I blew up on the back. Right, just really just fatigue to be mentally strong for 18 holes is one of the things that the professionals on tour are so good at. And even though they are hitting it much closer, they're playing rounds that are even longer, right? Because they're calculating each shot, and really the mental game is the biggest probably part of what makes them so good. If you added up all the time of their actual shots, it's only maybe 3 minutes total of all the swings, but 5 hour round, and so all that extra time is kind of what sets really good players
Mm-hmm.
apart, and to kind of keep yourself, um, and focused when you need to is a huge thing that I work out with a lot of students on once they do indeed get to be a better ball striker.
I am going to run a quick ad read, and I am going to come back with some quick spitfire questions, and then we're going to close this thing out. But I got to give my guy Evan over at Hudson Valley Indoor Golf a quick ad read, and we will be right back after the break. Before we get back to the podcast, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Hudson Valley Indoor Golf, your go-to year-round indoor golf in the capital region. Located at 3143 Route 9, Suite 6 in Valatia, they've got 5 massive simulator bays with over 150,000 courses. So from Pebble Beach to your favorite local track or anywhere in between, they've got it. But it's not about playing the game, it's about getting better. Sharpen your game with PGA Pro Evan Silkworth. He offers private lessons, fittings, and practice programs. They have weekly leagues, and after the grind, kick back at the sports bar with a drink and watch some TV. And while you're at it, Hudson Valley Golf will bring your clubs back to life. From re-grips and re-shafts to lie, loft, and swing weight adjustments, their certified technicians will make your club feel brand new, so you can play better and feel confident with every swing. Check them out at hvigolf.com. That's hvigolf.com. Or go check them out in person at 3143 US Route 9, Suite 6 in Valatia, New York. Be sure to tell Evan the Upstate Golf Guy sent you. All right, we are back with Steven. We are going to close things out like we always do with our guests with a few spitfire questions. They're fun, quick answers, and then we'll move on to the next one. So ready for it? Shoot it out.
Spitfire is a skateboard brand as well, so that's
Oh, sweet.
love it.
All right. We'll start with your favorite club in your golf bag. What was that? All of them. All of them. Would you rather go out and play early morning in the summer or early evening on a very hot day?
Early evening for sure. I like those twilight kind of golden hour rounds.
Me too. Me too. Are you a fan of par threes or par fives? What would you rather score on?
Par fives, which I turn into par threes on the layup shot. A good tip for you guys out there. Make your
Yeah,
layup shot a par three shot. It's a big green to work with that whole fairway.
that's true, man. Put it inside the wedge and shoot a dart. Shoot a dart. When you're just playing a casual round with the friends, do you like music on the course or no music?
I'm a music guy for sure, as long as it's some good stuff, and
Awesome.
as long as it's respectful of the other people that are playing as well.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, got to keep it kind of low at the boxes. Don't blast it in the tee box. That's all I say. Are you a drive for show or a putt for dough kind of guy?
Definitely putt for dough. My short game is the best part of my game, and what keeps me in it when I can't keep up with the big boys off the tee. I hit it plenty far, I guess, for my size. 275, 280, which plays for most tips, but the putt for dough is definitely where I make my money.
All right. Rain or wind? Playing in the rain or the wind? Not both, because both is miserable.
I would rather playing because you can use it to your advantage sometimes, as much as there's some calculations needed. Playing in wet as much as it's soft is just miserable, like you said.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. All right, last question. I like to ask everybody this question. It's one of my favorites. Dream foursome, could be any past players, dead or alive, could be family members, could be anybody. I like to hear everybody's dream foursome to go out there and play around with.
It's a great question. Number one would definitely be my dad. He's the one who got me into the game, and play with him as frequently as possible. I would really like to pick Phil Mickelson's brain. I really think he would be a great player to play with. And then let's see, one last one. We got to get somebody. We got to get somebody funny in there, like Kevin Hart or a comedian, any comedian, something like that.
There you go.
Just to
Adam
liven.
Sandler,
Yeah, there you go. Liven up the mood. Somebody like that. I think that would be
right?
great. Well,
There you go.
and or one lefty at least, just so you know.
We got Phil.
You
You got Phil.
Oh, that's
Phil's
true.
the
Yeah,
left.
that's true. Yeah, Phil. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There
That's
you
the
go.
lefty. Perfect, man. I love the answers. Loved having you. I love the conversation. I'd love to have you back on again sometime down the road. If some cool stuff is coming up, if you want to promote that tournament or whatever, you're always welcome to come back on. It was a pleasure having you. And why don't you tell the listeners? I know you have a couple socials there showing tips of the game. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, Stephen?
Sure. And first and foremost, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a great conversation, and I look forward to talking again in the future. If you guys want to look up my socials, at Steven_achieved would just be my main page where I post a lot of cool golf content. I also have an instructional page at Steven Durand PGA. And then I just actually opened a new account called Shot of the Day, SHOTUV of the THE day, Shot of the Day, where I post one shot each day and see how many greens in regulation that I can hit from different simulated circumstances and places on the course. Pretty fun follow that I'm going to have to definitely keep up with and keep on the daily grind about to make sure I get all 365.
Absolutely, man. You got to keep pushing the content, stay consistent, and the follows will come. Trust me when I tell you. It's a slow build. It was a slow build for me, but now they're starting to come, man. I'm at 2,500 follows and slowly grinding, man. It's a grind, but it's fun. I do it all for fun, It's the main thing. If you're not having fun doing it, then don't do it.
Hey, that's what life's all about, and especially if it can involve golf and letting people know how enjoyable and memorable this game can be, connecting people left and right, like we are now. It's nothing but positivity. I love it. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Steven. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you reaching out to me and showing the support, man. And again, like I said, you're more than welcome to come back on anytime. It's an open door for you. And I appreciate the few tips you gave me as well. I sucked a lot of that in. I look forward to going through this, editing a little bit and re-listening and kind of sucking it in. Again, that's kind of one of my favorite things to do is when I re-listen, because a lot of times when I'm actually in the moment, I miss some things, as I'm looking at the next question or as I'm kind of just, fumbling around. So I'll definitely re-listen to this one and enjoy it for sure. But Steven, really appreciate you for coming on the podcast, man. And good luck. Hopefully you bring back that award and win again next year, man. Go for 4 years in a row, brother.
I really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. And thank you for all the listeners for tuning in to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. We will catch you all next.
Dreams filled up.